Hi, fourth graders. Welcome to the fourth quarter and the last one. I'm going to read you Mom's Best Friend by Sally Obert Alexander. Let's begin. The best thing about having a mom who's blind is getting a special dog like Merritt. Mom's dog guide. At least that's what my brother Joel and I used to think. Then, 4 months ago, Merritt died. And it became the worst thing. Merritt had been with us since before I was born. Her death left a big hole in our family. I kept thinking I heard her whimpering for a frisbee game. Anytime I left pizza on the counter, I would race back to the rescue. But there was no sneaky dog about to steal it. For my birthday, Joel gave me a rabbit that I named Methuselah. Although it helped to have a soft bunny, I still wanted Merritt. Mom missed her even more. She didn't lose just a sweet furry pet. She lost her favorite way of traveling, too. She had to use her cane again and crept along the sidewalk like a snail. Once, when she crossed the street, she missed the opposite curb and kept walking toward the traffic. I had to holler to get her onto the sidewalk. After that, I worried about her running errands by herself. I asked her to go sighted guide, holding Dad's, Joel's, or my arm. Sometimes she did, but mostly she used the cane. She didn't want to depend on us or on anybody. A lot of blind people do fine with a cane. It's like a real long arm to help them feel what's around: walkways, hedges, mailboxes. With a dog guide, blind people use their hearing more than touch. Mom has trained her ears. It's amazing. She can tell when something, like a movie marquee, is above her head and when she passes a lamppost. She knows from the change in the sound of her footsteps. In spite of Mom's special hearing, I worried. I was relieved when she decided to go back to the Seeing Eye for a new dog guide. Before Mom left, I told her I wouldn't be able to love the new dog as much as Merritt. Mom hugged me and said, "The night before you were born, I wondered how I could love a second child as much as your brother. Then you came, and like magic, I was just as crazy about you." The Seeing Eye in Morristown, New Jersey, was the first dog guide school in the United States. Now there are 9 others. It trains German Shepherds and Labradors and Golden Retrievers for 3 months. Then, for a month, it teaches blind people to use the dogs. When Mom arrived at the Seeing Eye, she was met by her instructor, Pete Jackson. I missed Mom as much as I missed Merritt, but at least Mom called every night. She also wrote letters and sent pictures. Mom's first day was a cinch. She'd gone to Seeing Eye 12 years before to get married and still remember her way around. Usually, when she's in a new place, she has to move from room to room with her cane, memorizing the layout. In the morning, Mom walked with Pete Jackson so that he could check her pace. He wanted to choose the dog that would suit her best. Then she was free to play the piano, exercise, and worry. Would she get along with the new dog? Would they work well together? The next day she got Ursula. What a strange name! The staff at Seeing Eye's breeding station had named Ursula when she was born. Ursula's brothers and sisters were also given names starting with you. Dog guides need a name right away so that Seeing Eye can keep track of the 400 or so pups born each year. At 2 months of age, the pups go to Seeing Eye, puppy raising families to learn how to live with people. At 15 months, they are mature enough to return to Seeing Eye for the 3-month training program. Dad said that Ursula means bear, but in the pictures Mom sent, Ursula looked too pip-squeaky to be called bear. Mom explained that Seeing Eye is now breeding some smaller dogs. They are easier to handle and fit better for on buses and in cars. My friends thought dog guides were little machines that zoomed blind people around. Until Mom went away, even I didn't understand all the things these dogs were taught. But on Mom's first lesson in Morristown, Ursula seemed to forget her training. She veered on the street crossing and brushed Mom into a bush. Mom had to make her correct herself by backing up and walking around the bush. Then Mom praised her. After 10 practice runs with Pete, Mom and Ursula soloed. Ursula didn't stop at a curb, so Mom had to scold her and snap her leash, calling, "Phew!" Later, Ursula crashed Mom into a low-hanging branch. "Ursula will have to start thinking tall," Mom said that night, "or I'll have to carry edge clippers in my purse." Even though Ursula had walked in Morristown a lot with Pete, she was nervous when Mom's hand was on the harness. Mom talked and walked differently, and Mom was nervous too. Ursula moved so much faster than old Merritt had, and Mom didn't trust her. Every day, Mom and Ursula made 2 trips. Every week, they mastered new routes. Each route got longer and more complicated, and Mom had less time to learn it. Every night, Mom gave Ursula obedience training. Come, sit, down, rest, fetch. I thought she should try obedience training on Joel. While Mom worked hard, Dad, Joel, and I went on with our normal lives. School, homework, soccer, piano, spending time with friends. We divided Mom's chores. Dad did the cooking, Joel the vacuuming and laundry, and I did the dishes, dusting, weeding. The first 2 weeks were easy. In a phone call, Mom said that things were getting easier for her too. "Remember how tough curb ramps have been for me?" she asked. "They feel like any other slopes in the sidewalk. So I can't always tell that I've reached the street." Well, Ursula stopped perfectly at every ramp, and she guided me around, not under a ladder and right past a huge parking lot without angling into it. But best of all, she actually saved my life. A jackhammer was making so much noise that I couldn't hear whether the light was green or red. When I told Ursula, "Forward," she refused to move and kept me from stepping in front of a car. Of course, Pete would have saved me if Ursula hadn't. Mom barely asked about us. It was all Ursula, Ursula, Ursula. She seemed to be forgetting Merritt, too. Excuse me. When a letter came a few days later, I was sure she didn't miss anyone. Well, life at home wasn't very wonderful or special. Dan ran out of the casseroles Mom had frozen ahead of time, And although his meals were okay, I missed Mom's cooking. Worse, the dishes kept piling up. I never knew Joel ate so much. Then things got really bad. While Dad was teaching his American literature night class, Joel and I faced a disaster Mom and Ursula couldn't have dreamed of. The toilet bowl overflowed. We wiped the floor with towels. As Joel took the towels down to the washing machine, he found water dripping through the ceiling, all over the dining room table, all over the carpet. He ran for more towels, and I ran for the furniture polish and rug shampoo. When Dad got home, everything looked perfect, but I wrote a braille letter. Dear Mom, come home soon. The house misses you. Love, exhausted in Pittsburgh. Mom wrote back, Dear exhausted, hang on. We'll be home to hound you Thursday. Be prepared. When you see me, I will have grown for I will have grown 4 more feet. Mom. I couldn't laugh. I was too tired and worried. What if I couldn't love Ursula? Margaret was the best dog ever. Soon they arrived. Ursula yanked at her leash and sprang up on me. She pawed my shoulders, stomach, and arms just the way Margaret used to, nearly knocking me over. She leaped onto Joel, licking him all over. As she bounded up onto me again, I realized Mom was right. Like magic, I was crazy about the shrimpy new dog. But by the end of the day, I had a new worry. Was Ursula going to love me? She seemed friendly enough, but keyed up, even lost in her house. Mom explained that Ursula had already given her heart away 3 times. First to her mother, then to the seeing eye puppy raising family, and finally to Pete. Mom said we had to be patient. Remember how Margaret loved you, Leslie? When you were little, she let you stand on her back to see out the window. Ursula will be just as nuts about you. Love is the whole reason this dog guide business works. So I tried to be patient and watched Mom work hard. First, she showed one route in our neighborhood to Ursula and walked it over and over. Then she taught her a new route, repeated that, and reviewed the old one. Every day she took Ursula on 2 trips, walking 2 or 3 miles. She fed her, groomed her, gave her obedience training. Twice a week, Mom cleaned Ursula's ears and brushed her teeth. I'm as busy as I am when you and Joel were little, she said. Mom and Ursula played for 45 minutes each day. Joel, Dad, and I only allowed to watch. Ursula needed to form her biggest attachment to Mom. Mom made Ursula her shadow. When she showered or slept, Ursula was right there. Still, Ursula didn't eat well. Only half the amount she'd been eating at seeing eye. And she tested Mom, pulling her into branches, stepping off curbs. Once she tried to take a shortcut home. Another time, because she was nervous, she crossed a new street diagonally. Crossing streets is tricky. Ursula doesn't know when the light is green. Mom knows. If she hears the cars moving beside her in the direction in which she's walking, the light is green. If they're moving right and left in front of her, it's red. I worried about Ursula's mistakes, but Mom said they were normal. She kept in touch with her classmates and knew that their dog guides were goofing too. One kept eating grass, grazing like a cow. Another chased squirrels, pigeons, and cats. Still another another always stopped in the middle of the street, 10 feet from the curb. Once in a while, her friends got lost, just like Mom, and had to ask for help. Mom said it takes 4 to 6 months for the dog to settle down. Excuse me. But no matter how long she and Ursula are teamed up together, Ursula will need some correcting. For instance, Ursula might act so cute that a passerby will reach out to pet her. Then Mom will have to scold Ursula and ask the person not to pet a dog guide. If people give Ursula attention while she's working, she forgets to do her job. After a month at home, Ursula emptied her food bowl every time. She knew all the routes, and Mom could zip around and easily as she had with Merit. Now it's time to start the loneliness training. Mom said she left Ursula alone in the house at first for a short time while she went jogging with Dad. Ursula will never be able to take Mom jogging because she can't guide at high speeds. Each week, Mom increased the amount of time Ursula was alone. I felt sorry for her pooch, but she did well. No barking, no chewing on furniture. Then Mom said Joel and I could introduce Ursula to our friends one at a time. They could pet her when she was out of harness. Every morning, Ursula woke Joel and me. Every night, she sneaked into my bed for a snooze. Finally, Mom allowed Joel and me to play with Ursula, and I knew shrimpy little Ursula had fallen for us. And we were even crazier about her, but we haven't forgotten Merit. Joel says that Ursula is the best dog alive, and I always say she's the best dog in the world. And this is the story for this week. I hope you're going to like it. So see you in class. Bye.